This is FanStream Sports.
Can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who would know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Yes! Here we go!
I guess I want to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about my pants.
Oh, yeah. Welcome into the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show. That show you've tripped and fell and ended up watching, and now you can't get up. That's right. It's here. And you can comment, by the way, down below. Also, leave a heart or a like or something on whatever you're watching it with. That will help us out very much. I am Colby Sapp, and the guy that's in there fixing his headphone, that's one IndyCar Tim. What's up, Tim?
Hey, Colby, did you know that our show starts at 7?
Yes, never.
Central Time? Yeah, I apparently just figured that out.
Yes.
Because I waited until like 6:58 to go use the facilities down the hall.
I was wondering where you were going, to be honest with you. We were having a conversation. Look, if you need a text line because you listen to the downloaded podcast, we have that text line. Available to be sponsored, by the way. 214-937-0569 is the FanStream Sports text line. If you're listening to us on the FanStream Sports app, we sure damn appreciate that. And we appreciate anybody listening to us anywhere, anyhow, or also watching us. We appreciate the hell out of that. We have a great show for you guys as we get into, well, in a little bit, what day is it? Along with our sports report, we're going to get into the Cowboys talk for all you football heads that are out there. We've got the good, bad, and the ugly, and Tim may have some Facebook birthdays to throw in at the end. And it's basically a bunch of people that he's known from bars. And then
some of them are cute. And
then Mystery Shotgun, well, Mystery Shotgun's going to be cool because I have some things in there.
Oh, not yet.
No, not yet. No, not yet. I have some things in there that have been ballied about by your scoopers, and I actually got info on one scooper as they now follow me. And
Wait, I thought we didn't like ballies.
No, not the sports network. We're just ballying this about as a verb.
Oh, we're gonna bally a boot.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll bally a boot with you. Are we going mudding?
One scooper that I often quote now follows me on Twitter. I found that kind of cool, and
that's cool.
There was a big conversation in the pre-show meeting about it as I disowned Tim again. Dumbass.
It happens a lot.
We've got our NFL picks against the spread and also against the coin. And then
I'm catching up, Colby.
And then, yeah, I didn't have a good week. And then after that, news and notes. But before we get into all of that, I do have a couple of things to get into. One, I was at a Target the other day. This is how annoyed I am with people. I was
pretty annoyed.
I was at a Target the other day just buying random stuff like a gallon of water and whatnot. And they had their self-serve, self-checkout lines. They weren't open yet.
Okay.
So there was one check stand that was there, and there was a sweet lady that was running this check stand.
Was she hot?
When you say sweet lady, you're not.
Was it hot?
No. It's an older lady. I was trying to get away with just not having to just comment on her age, but she was.
Okay, so when you say older, give me an age bracket. Because that means different things for different people.
60s, 70s.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, see, for me, older probably starts at like 65.
I was soft pedaling the whole thing.
You think she's listening?
No, there was no reason. That what she was.
Just say you came across an old bird at Target.
No, because she was sweet.
We can be a sweet old bird.
I don't even have to say that. This is totally not part of it. This was just setting the scene. This was descriptors.
You're listening to live coverage of Tim derailing a Colby story once again.
This was the beginning of the paragraph. This was setting the mood. This was lighting the candle before the lady sit down. I ain't even talked about what's on the food menu yet.
Seems like a nice little bird, though.
There was a lot of red. There was a lot of khaki. I was at Target. It's kind of how that works.
She call you young man?
I don't remember.
Okay.
It's not part of the story, Tim. It's not.
Internets.
So anyway, standing in line. I hate you so much. I was standing in line, and no big deal. There was only like 2 people ahead of me. Self-checkout lines are closed. They only have one register open, but there's only 2 people ahead of me, and everybody had arm loads. Nobody had a basket, right? So no skin off my nose whatsoever. And there was a lady that was just a little bit older than me.
Okay.
May have been the same age, but she didn't believe in makeup, and she obviously worked out a lot, right? She did a lot of yoga and like aerobics type of thing.
Right.
Basically the gym teacher, that was that, right? She's behind me. And she goes, and as soon as she gets in the line behind me, she goes, "Oh my God. And there's nobody with her. This is an out loud conversation that she's having, I guess, with the store.
Or herself. She then goes, "I'm taking a picture of this." And nobody's turned around to look at her. She goes over and she takes a picture of the empty the self-checkout lanes, of none of them running. And then she takes a picture of the lane she's in, I guess for social media, with 3 people with just barely armloads of shit, stuff in her hands. And she is perturbed. She is almost to the point, she's typing so hard, I guess, on her social media app of choice, putting this up there. She's live tweeting.
Live tweeting the events of the Target checkout line. She is mad.
She was an old bird.
This was the slightly younger than a bird is actually, it might be, because she kind of had the movements of a bird situation going on. And so I knew that if I even turned around that I was going to say something to her, like along the lines of, "Dear God, lady, it's not that bad. Have you ever been to Six Flags?" That's a line, right? There's quite a few people at that place.
Six Flags is what you brought up.
Or I don't know, any place with a long line. That's immediately when my brain says, "Hey, what's a place with a long line?" And just Six Flags.
Probably would have gone with the DMV.
Mine's more fun.
Well, you're right.
So, and I like fun places.
I don't think about fun. You know that.
So, but I didn't turn around. But she sat back, hopping from one foot to the other the whole time going,
She's probably used to doing that and people letting her go ahead of them.
I'm not. I have 2 things.
Right.
She has like 4. If it was reversed, right? And I had like 4 things, and she had 1 thing, I'd be like, all right, go ahead.
I only do that when they're hot.
You know what? I don't even worry about it, dude. If a dude rolls up and he's got like the 24 pack of water, and I'm sitting there with just like a gallon of water, then dude, set it down.
I always say, "Hey, I'll trade you my place in line for a Hange."
I don't.
Sometimes it works.
I don't know if I want that from the dude carrying the 24 pack of water. To be honest,
I'm very selective with who I present that to.
Okay.
Not really.
All right. All right. So it's still trying to derail me. So at any point, I get through the line. The lady's super sweet that's checking out, and and it's like, "Oh, have a nice day. You too. Have a nice day." Right. And I exit out. I get to my car, and this lady comes out of Target like she is mall walking that bitch. She's got the elbows a swaying and the hips are going.
Power walking?
She is power walking to her car, pissed off. And this is my moment of good hilarity. I'm sitting in my car, and she walks up to a white SUV, and she's hitting the fob on her key.
And it doesn't work.
It's not working. You want to know why? Because that's not her car.
Wrong car.
That
I love
she's
that.
trying to get into, and she is pissed, and she is shaking this door, and I'm now waiting for the person that owns this car to come out there, but she realizes that the car is beeping. It's just on the other side. Now she's bitch talking to herself some more. I just assume, right?
I want to mic her up and record it.
And the only thought in my head during this whole thing was, good God, whoever her like partner,
significant other,
partner in life is, husband, wife, whatever, right? Whoever that person is that they have to go home to, I now wonder, is that person like an angel, like the sweetest person ever, can just put up with this crap, or did the couple double down, and it's two just really, really bad people that just ended up, because that's your option, right?
Right.
You either find somebody that's totally better than you in their moral way of thinking or just everyday life thinking, or you get somebody exactly like you so y'all can get along. Somebody's either got to cover up for your crap, or they enjoy the same crap. Right. And I now wonder about if you were to go over to this lady's house and walk in, is the significant other like, oh, I'm glad you're here, while she's behind him going, do we have to have company? Crap. Take off your shoes. Just assume that's the way she talks. Even though I heard her, I now put it all out of my mind.
Needs to be a character on the show, whoever that was.
Ah!
We're gonna call her Granny Sap.
It's just female Arnie is what that sounds like.
Oh my God, Longhorns!
Why do I have a line open? Oh, so there was that, and also my trip into the studio was a little bit fun, because I've talked about this before, and you guys know the Cybertrucks. I still don't know if I like them or not.
I hate the outside. I hate the way they look, but I love the interior.
See, I haven't seen the interior.
Wow, dude.
But they look to me like how the 80s represented the future.
Yeah, very much so.
And I kind of dig that.
Yeah.
That look.
I just hate that if it wasn't electric, I might get one.
Well, of course it's electric. It's the future, Tim.
There's no electricity in the future.
Yes, it's all nuclear powered.
That's not electric. That's nuclear.
Yeah, but it causes electricity.
Okay, fusion.
Yes.
There's your science lesson for the day, kids.
Which Tim tries to do every time he goes to a bar.
I do try to fusion.
The nerd in me, and you won't get this, but if you do get this little reference, can you all imagine one IndyCar Tim trying to do the Dragon Ball Z dance fusion with another person trying to land? I don't know what that is. I said at the beginning of that sentence that you wouldn't know what that is.
I thought you were talking to the peeps.
I was telling the peeps that you wouldn't know.
That I wouldn't. Okay, yeah, because
yes.
I don't. I know what Dragon Ball Z is.
So I'm not getting into it. We'll save that for a later mystery shotgun where I try to explain Dragon Ball Z to Tim.
Please.
Oh, God, I don't even want to think about it.
It's the poor Pokemon, right? Poor man's Pokemon?
No, it's not Digimon.
Digimon. Isn't that not Dragon Ball? I thought the Z meant Digimon.
No, it's not. There are people out there that are so pissed at you right now.
It's all the same crap. Pokemon, Digimon. By the way, Digimon way better than Pokemon. I'm throwing that hot sports opinion out there. Dragon Ball Z is unnecessary. But there's a new Dragon Ball Z. Like,
there's plenty of
Dragon Ball Z Ultimate or something. My kids are a part of. I don't know what the hell it is.
So at any rate, not to just totally drain all the life force out of everybody that enjoyed or still enjoys Dragon Ball Z.
Nobody enjoys it.
As our Millennium Falcon powers down because we saw an asteroid. Sweet God Almighty.
Colby, we have to, before we move on here.
I'm still not done with my Cybertruck story. That's where
we're still on that?
I saw one, and I still wasn't sure about it, but I saw the stupidest one I think I could ever see in my entire life.
Was it the General Lee one?
No.
I saw one of those.
Oh, my God.
Painted up like the General Lee. Had the flag on top and everything.
You've got no.
I tried to get a picture of it, but it was too far away.
I didn't try to get a picture of this one. So, have you ever? So it was driving by me. I believe it was purple, but it had graphics spray painted on the side of it in like this futuristic punk style lettering.
Right.
And it was in the same script. For those that know the video game Cyberpunk, it was in that same script, and I thought that's what it said, was Cyberpunk. No, you know what it said, Tim?
Oh, no.
It said Cybertruck. It's got what it is written on the side of it.
Huh.
I mean, I know it's cool when you deck out like your Honda or your Toyota, and then like the sun strip on top says Honda on it. Is it? Just in case anybody needs to know.
What kind of car you're driving?
What kind of car you're
They
driving.
don't recognize the logo.
Right. I actually think that's, or you've got Chevy written across the top of your Corvette. You know what? I'm in.
Nobody would do that to a Corvette.
I'm in
That's
on
a
it.
Camaro.
I'm in on it. Ford written across your Mustang. You know what? I'm cool with that.
God.
It's spray painted down the side in cyberpunk font saying Cybertruck was too much for me, Tim. I'm hoping that was a wrap that can come off and not permanent.
I mean, they got money for the Cybertruck. You got money for just about whatever you want to do to it.
Right.
Those things are not cheap.
No, I don't imagine they are, Tim. I haven't even bothered.
I want to buy one and drop like a 454 in it. Just make it a real truck.
Why would you? Why? Besides just wanting to tweet that to Tesla and go, look what I did.
F you, Elon.
That's right. As exhaust pipes are coming out the back
Dude,
of it.
put flames coming out of the back of it.
Put glass packs on the bitch?
Yes. Put a lift kit on it.
Totally just texting that MFer out.
Dude. If I had all the money, I would do that, and I would only drive it like once every blue moon. I'd be afraid to drive it.
Make it a gas guzzler. You just step on the gas, and it just goes straight to E.
Oh, that'd be so great. Crank it up, and you can see the fuel gauge going down.
Right. Just have it run off of jet fuel.
Dude, I had a Corvette that ran on 104 octane once. We used to have to buy gas for it down on. There used to be a place in Farmers Branch called Speed Fuels, where they had super octane fuel, and at the time, gas was like 80 cents a gallon.
Right.
And this was like $2 a gallon.
I don't even want to know now what it is.
God, I mean, the place isn't there anymore, but I don't even know. It's like airplane fuel, basically, is what it was.
Let me get this straight, Tim. You had a Corvette that ran off this super high octane fuel.
Did.
And how many times a week did you have to fill this thing up?
Not even once a week.
Oh, because you didn't drive it that much?
I mean, I was like 16.
So, but how much gas did it take you to go there to fill up?
So I lived in the colony at the time.
Okay.
And yet we had to go all the way around because Josie didn't go all the way through yet to Main Street in the colony. We had to go like around through what's now Plano and then back through on 544, then down what was then North Josie to Farmers Branch. It probably took a quarter of a tank to go fill up.
So if you ever pulled into your house and it was like past that quarter of a tank, you're screwed.
Yeah. I mean, I could put regular at the time, like I think 92 was the highest you could get.
Yeah.
I could do that, but I didn't like it. Yeah, it didn't run right. Like I could get away with like one tank of that if I had to.
I swear to God, if you mark me making that noise.
I'm putting that with all the other drops I have of you making funny noises.
Oh my good God Almighty. That was not me making that noise. I know he set that drop up. That was not me doing a toilet bomb fart with the phone anywhere near my legs. Shooting a load into a lady. That was exactly words that came out of my mouth describing a movie. And it was not the type of movie you think that I was describing. Look, and possibly we're going to try and get into the rest of this good God Almighty show.
F you.
You know what? You need to have, and that was J.P. Peterson, by the way.
Was.
Catch J.P. every day. What time, Tim?
9 o'clock Central to 11 o'clock Central.
He can give you your Florida sports news that you need and that you can use to make yourself, more informational at the water cooler.
Do they still have those?
I'm sure at offices. It's been so long since I've been in an office. So,
do we need a water cooler here?
Oh my God! You know how much water I drink, Tim?
Me too. In between all of those,
I would enjoy that very much.
We can put it right next to the Jaeger machine.
Yes,
in between the Jaeger machine and the kegerator.
Because alcohol we've got covered.
Oh my God, dude!
Guess what? Colby doesn't drink alcohol.
Well, that's on you.
Right.
I feel like we need to fix that again.
I think I'm good.
One of these days.
So, Tim, now that I've got through my Target and
Cybertruck
stories, I guess it's time for me to nonchalantly pass it to you and say, hey, Tim.
Hey, Colby.
What day is it today, bud?
Colby, I think in lieu of what day is it today? Even though we'll go and do the intro.
Okay. Just in case somebody ever wants to sponsor that intro.
Yeah. And we'll do our music. I wanted to give a shout out because we had a significant death.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, we've had a couple of them. I don't think we've ever talked about James Earl Jones.
Besides all the Star Wars talk we have had.
Yeah, but I mean, the death of him and everything. Yeah. And of course, yeah, that was tragic. And Darth Vader, and I guess he was on the hell was the lion cartoon thing. I guess he was on
the Lion King?
Whatever the hell it is. I've never seen it. I don't plan to. So he was the voice of one of the lions.
He was also the bad guy in Conan.
He was the bad guy in Conan. Did a number of movies with Lando too, by the way, back in the 60s.
Yep.
70s. And then we haven't talked about Muppet voice Dikembe Mutombo, who passed away tragically of brain cancer at the age of 58.
Before we get to the name that you want to name, those two names right there, James Earl Jones and Dikembe Mutombo, I know that the name has a big, hold on your life, as it were. But those two, massive impacts on my life.
Sure.
Because of, from seeing his play with the Nuggets, the finger way, that's all in my basketball.
Not in my house.
Right. That's all in my basketball wheelhouse.
Yeah, me too. That's when I was loving the NBA.
And then, of course, James Earl Jones.
I got to meet Mutombo one time. You want to know where? At a McDonald's in Littleton, Colorado.
Is that the same weekend you met Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No, it was a different week. We used to go to Colorado a lot.
Okay.
My dad lived in Littleton.
All right.
Back in the early and mid 90s, back when he was with the Nuggets. And Colby, they had an awesome promotion up there where they had adult Happy Meals.
Uh-huh.
But they called them Mutombo meals. So they would have him go around, I guess, on whatever in the off season, in the summer. And he would make appearances promoting his Mutombo meals at different McDonald's. And we didn't even know about it because we're from Texas. We never heard of it. We just freaking rolled in and we saw some radio station was there. And I was like, oh, this actually when I worked at the tickets, I was like, oh, cool, let's go check this out. Walk in there and there's freaking Dikembe Mutombo. Like, shook his hand and looked him way up here in the eye and chatted, and pretty cool dude, though.
Did you whip out your pager and take a picture?
With my pager phone?
With your pager phone?
I did tell him, I said, I'm a Mavericks fan, sir. I'm very sorry. Of course, this is when they were going like 13 and whatever.
Right.
11 wins, 13 wins. But anyways, so yeah, Mutombo, I get it, man. He was big, like, for me too, because that was right in my NBA wheelhouse back then.
And as far as James Earl Jones is concerned with me, have you seen what Darth Vader or heard what Darth Vader sounded like before they
David Prowse's real voice? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No way would that have worked.
No, and George Lucas never intended to use, although he didn't tell David Prowse that.
Right.
He never intended to use his voice. But James Earl Jones, he was such a good sport about everything Star Wars. And, he and Carrie Fisher never met until they did an episode of Big Bang Theory together. When Sheldon, the nerdiest of the nerd guys.
Right.
Meets James Earl Jones at a restaurant. And he walks up to him to get his autograph. And James Earl Jones is very cool. He's like, let me guess. You want to talk about Star Wars? And he was like, yeah, I do. He goes, well, then have a seat. I love Star Wars. I mean, it was so great. So then it shows them later in the show. Like, do you know where Carrie Fisher? He's like, yeah, come with me. And it just shows them, like, I have to call it what they call it now. What do they call it now? It was a different word I'm not allowed to say anymore. When you knock on the door and run.
Yeah, I don't say.
I'm not saying what we called it.
Right.
But, yeah, it shows that. And then Sheldon, like, can't run because he wants to meet Carrie Fisher. And James Earl Jones runs and hides around the corner, and she comes out. She's like, "It's not funny anymore, James." It was really funny for Star Wars freaks, but he had a bad stutter when he was younger.
Yes, I've heard this
Bad
story.
stutter. And he always said, for some reason, George Lucas wanted the voice of a kid born in Mississippi, raised in Michigan, with a bad stutter. And that's exactly who he was,
Right.
So it meant a lot. But the guy I wanted to talk about was the one that most, obviously out of the three, the most, I guess.
Impactful on your life?
Well, I don't even know about that. James Earl Jones meant a lot to me, childhood-wise, because of Star Wars. But the most contentious, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
Controversial. And that was, of course, Pete Rose, who died at 83. And I guess I didn't realize he was that old. I should have. But Pete Rose has been my second favorite baseball player ever since he played for the Expos. For the one year he played for the Expos in 84. He wasn't even there a full season because Marge Schott hired him back with the Reds.
Right.
He went from the Reds, where he played with the Big Red Machine. He went to the Phillies for a couple of years, won a World Series in 80 with Mike Schmidt and all those boys. Signed a free agent deal with the Canadians, with the Expos. And then Marge Schott hired him back before the end of the season. He didn't even finish the season in Montreal to be a player manager. So I loved him as an Expo. But this was obviously before all the weird stuff went down. And we had on the J.P. Peterson show, we had T.J. Reeves on, who's the sideline reporter for the Bucks.
Right.
And who has some inside knowledge from some stuff, from some mutual friends that he had with, at the time, the MLB commissioner's office in the early 2000s and stuff, that there was a plan in place in the early 2000s to reinstate him and put him in the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
It was this close to happening. Do you remember they rolled him out in 1999 for the All-Century team? They brought him to, I think they did it at Fenway Park during the World Series.
Right.
Or All-Star game, I think. And they brought him back. It was his first involvement with Major League Baseball since his band 10 years before that. And that was the beginning of reintroducing him into the league, reinstating him, and eventually giving him all the props that a few of us think he deserves. Some people still don't think he deserves to be in, but whatever. I don't want to make this a conversation about that. But he got so egotistical about it. He started to talk about it.
Uh-oh.
And he released a book and did a book tour like in 2002 that pissed off every single executive at Major League Baseball, including the commissioner at the time, Bud Selig, every MLB owner who was all for him coming back. They were like, because the book kind of bad-mouthed the league.
Oh, dear.
And he wanted to do that book tour to get all of the money for the book. And he was like a year away. They were a year away from announcing that. And he blew it. They were like, you know what? Just forget it.
Never mind.
Never mind. We take it all back.
Damn.
But, dude, he was that close to coming back. And he couldn't wait. So, at a very early age, very early in my baseball existence, Ty Cobb became my favorite player of all time.
Whoops.
And, of course, this was before I was aware of his character flaws, his many character flaws, right?
Quite a few of them.
He beat his wife, beat up players on the baseball field. He was a misogynist, a racist of the highest order.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't know that like when I was 8 and I read a book about him and from my school library.
Right. That didn't
bring any of that up.
Held out all that information.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? The player. I love the player. I still do. He's still my favorite player. As a player, not as a human being.
That kind of falls along in my lines of, I don't care, entertain me.
Just entertain me. Yeah, that's your thing.
Right.
But
I don't know if I can do that with Ty Cobb, by the way.
I get it. I just don't have the energy to go find a new favorite player. I've tried. More Right Rudder joins the show. He says, rest in peace, GOAT. I think he was talking, I don't know, he was either talking about Dikembe Mutombo or James Earl Jones. Or maybe he was talking about Pete Rose. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, the Pete Rose thing kind of hit me hard. I did have a chance to meet him a couple of times. At the time, kind of a jerk. Wasn't the most polite, and I get it. And I get it. All our heroes aren't good people.
I got set up. Pete Rose story real quick. I got set up by one, and we already mentioned him. Now it'll be the second time we've mentioned him.
Arnie
Spaniard. Arnie said, "Here, put this number in your phone." So I did, and he said, "Call it."
Oh God.
And as it's ringing, I'm like, Arnie, because again, I don't care, right? And as it's like, Arnie, who am I calling? And he goes, see if he picks up. I was like,
oh my God.
It was Pete Rose.
Did he say, hello, it's Pete Rose?
No. I got the swallowed H. Hello?
Yeah.
And I was like, I still don't know who this is because it could be anybody.
Oh.
And all I got out was, Arnie Spaniard told me to call you. And he goes, I don't know that guy. Click. It hung up. And I was like, they don't know you, whoever that was. And Arnie goes, that was Pete Rose.
Do you still have the number? Let's call it right now.
I doubt he'll answer. Have you heard the news?
I mean, somebody might answer. Maybe Pete Rose Jr. will answer it.
You know what? If Pete Rose still has the same phone number as he did, what was this, 15 years ago?
I do.
You're not Pete Rose.
Why would he change phone numbers?
I don't know.
Because idiots like you have his number?
Yeah, because Arnie's giving out his number to people. Duh.
Oh, Arnie. Jesus.
That was the first famous person that I ever had in my phone, though, for a while. It's like, I actually had Pete Rose's. There's a few now that are in my phone, but.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was and I kept that there. It was kind of on my way.
Yeah. Heck yeah. I got a bunch of numbers in my phone right now. If anybody got a hold of my phone and went inside of it right now, they'd be like, oh my God, who is this dude?
Right.
I mean, they're not any of my friends. I just have their numbers for radio purposes.
Exactly.
But anyway, yeah, stay hard, Pete Rose. That was a tough one for me, man, when I found out about it a little bit.
The toughest one for me was Dikembe Mutombo because of his age.
And the way he went, yeah. I didn't know he was sick even. I had no idea.
No. Well, I mean, obviously the family didn't want things to be let out.
Sure.
So.
I don't know. If I ever get sick like that, I want effing everyone to know.
Okay.
Press release. Y'all do shows about it. Okay. Live updates on the air. Tim's still alive, but we're waiting. I want everyone to effing know how sick I am and feel sorry for me and talk about it in internet forums and chat rooms.
Okay.
I want X threads to be formulated to talk about me.
X threads. So you just covered both websites real quick.
I did. X threads.
X threads. Is that our new website? It's half porn, half social media.
X threads.
X threads. It's the site where you talk about porn. There's no actual porn on it. You just talk about it.
But you can't cuss.
Yeah, you can't cuss. And no nudity. But words are fine.
Pornforum.orgasm.
So
jeez, we have time for Cowboys talk still.
I mean, we probably need to because that's probably why half these people are here.
Oh, I'm sure. Let's get into a little Cowboys Steelers. I think everybody's probably talked out about the Giants, right? They won.
Yes.
20-15. By the way, they didn't cover.
You know why they didn't
Spread
cover?
was 6 points. Yeah.
I
know why.
I'm telling you.
Scripted.
Yes. No, I think somebody threw an extra paycheck over there because, okay, real quick. When Aubrey kicks the ball, right? What does he normally do if there's motion on it? Hooks it in.
Yeah.
Hooks it in. That dude, since he's been here, has not hit a fade ever. What does the miss do? It fades.
Indoors.
It fades.
Oh, wait, they were at Giant Stadium.
They were at Giant Stadium.
Yeah.
But still, it fades. It fades a lot. Now, wind, okay, cool, whatever, right? But dude still never hit a fade.
Nope.
And in order for it either to be the over or the under,
Scripted.
it was the over and the under. And oh, by the way, it was also for the point spread.
Yeah, to cover.
So it was to cover and change the over
And the
under.
total, yeah.
Yeah. And what happened? It faded. I'm sorry.
Huh.
That was stupid.
It was awesome because I didn't have money on it. But, yeah, they still didn't play their best game, obviously. You only scored 20 against the Giants.
Right.
But it was enough. And the game was kind of still in question on the last possession against the Giants.
Well, because you missed the field goal.
Right. And lots of other plays. But it is what it is. And, Colby, that's exactly why I am concerned about this Steelers game.
Oh.
I'm concerned, but I'm not. Look, now I'll tell you, here's why I'm not concerned. The Steelers' offense is garbage.
Yes.
They don't have a quarterback. I don't know if they'll be any better when Russell Wilson comes back, but you got Justin Fields, who's trash.
You should be concerned, by the way.
It's trash. Justin Fields is trash, all right? He's playing like trash, although he played his best game of the season in this most recent loss.
He did, and he's got something that could, sourly affect how the Cowboys' lack of defense is running right now.
The ability to run?
Yeah.
Because he can light them up like Lamar did. They're kind of the same. They run the same type of quarterback keepers, right? The design quarterback run. So here are your point totals for the Steelers offense this season.
Uh-huh.
And remember, going into the game against the Colts, they were 3-0. They scored 18 in the win over Atlanta. That shocker in the first game because we thought Atlanta was going to light them up. 13 in the win over Denver. 20 in the win over the Chargers. And then you come out and score 24 in a loss to the Colts. Now, here's what's alarming for Cowboys. Here are their defensive points allowed this season. 10, 6, 10, and then they got lit up for 27 points against the Colts.
Yep.
And I don't know what Steelers' defense is going to show up. Their offense is a little injured right now. They've got, I think, 3 rookies are going to start on the offensive line because of injuries.
I don't know if that'll matter because we can't get a pass rush right now.
Well, and we've got Micah and
Tank are out.
And Tank are both out.
Yep.
However, here's the bright spot, as I heard Brian Broaddus explaining today on 105.3 The Fan on the G-Bag Nation. I mean, Broaddus would know. He says, and I haven't paid attention to the offense for the Steelers. I've been paying more attention to the defense. He says the majority of their offense is behind the sticks. So before 10 yards.
Okay.
So it's a bunch of dunk plays.
So over and under on overshown tackles, go with the over, whatever the number is.
Yes, and so the linebackers are going to be heavily involved in this game.
Which is right now is the one of the standout positions of the Dallas Cowboys defense.
And Broaddus brought out that the Cowboys, I think, are top 3 in defending 10 yards and in.
Yep.
Pass plays and run, whatever, probably not run plays, but pass plays. The only caveat here we have here is if Fields decides to run a lot, man, they could be in trouble because he can run the ball.
Yes.
I've never disputed that. His arm is trash, but he can run the ball. However, the defense is pretty good, man. I'm a little worried about scoring points against the Steelers because Dak's not going to run.
No.
He hasn't been a big runner in the last couple of years.
I mean, you might be on the run during this game.
Involuntarily.
Because the offensive line is not playing well.
TJ Watt.
That's you're going to have a lot of scares with that guy, and I imagine you're going to have also a lot more during this game of seeing number 15 out there to try and help protect Dak. Not just the running, but to try and help protect Dak. And you know what? This will be a game that you win by 2 or 3 points.
Maybe, yeah.
Because the only thing that I think is that hopefully some of what Zimmer's trying to install with this defense is starting to actually come together
and that is the bend, don't break. Well, look, middle of the field, okay, you have the middle of the field. But once you get, red zone and in, we're not going to let you in.
Right.
And that's been his style of defense for a while. And the first time we really got to see that in play was against the sorry Giants. But I wonder if confidence will build anything out of that.
Man, this team shouldn't have a lot to be confident about.
No, they shouldn't. Not yet.
Not yet.
You're hoping that it's a build in it's coming.
Right.
But the fact that you can't get any pressure even when your studs were in, and the defense itself Diggs is still coming along, getting better version of himself.
Yep.
I mean, he didn't play all of last season. And you can kind of see him kind of doubting, his leg for a little bit. He got the cramps and whatever during the game. And that's all understandable. That's something to get past. So, and at some point you get Bland back.
Yeah. I mean, we're still a couple of weeks away from that.
Yes.
So, Colby, the Steelers have always been, for me, one of the Cowboys' biggest rivals. Even though they're in the AFC.
Right.
And we don't play them that often. They had the 2 Super Bowls in the 70s that the Steelers won. Should not have won that 78 one, though. That was the Jackie Smith drop in the end zone that would have given them the win.
Right.
Or the go-ahead score with very little time left. Hall of Famer Jackie Smith. Couldn't catch a freaking ball in the end zone alone that hit him right in between the 8 and the 1.
Yeah, hit him in the breadbasket.
Still haunts me. And then, of course, Dallas won after the 95 season.
Poor Neil O'Donnell.
Oh, God. Larry Brown came up big, 2 interceptions in that game. Colby, the 2 teams have met all-time 34 times. Or 33. This is their 34th meeting. Do you know what the record is for the Cowboys? This includes Super Bowls. So 33. Do you want to know what the record is?
I mean, sure.
The Cowboys have won 17 and lost 16. So evenly matched these 2 teams have been throughout their playing history since 1960.
This feels like a game that talent-wise, quarterback-wise, all of that wise, besides you look at some of the defensive players that, okay, the Cowboys should win this game.
Sure.
Is what it feels like. But also with the way they're playing, you just kind of hope that this at the beginning of the season, looking at this game, you're like, well, there's a gimme. Along with the Giants game, for me, it was like, here's one of the gimmies. So there's gimme back to back. And you have a little bit more time because you played Thursday to make up for the fact that you're missing defensive stars.
Right.
So what is it? It's Sunday night? Is that when they're playing?
One moment, please.
I believe it's a Sunday night.
It is Sunday night at 7:20, yeah, on Peacock. NBC Peacock.
Peacock!
So we'll get into our picks here in the second hour for you guys, approximately around 8:20 to 8:25 Central Time as we get into our picks against the spread. And maybe a little more Cowboys talk as we go through the show. But we've got Colby's Good, Bad, and Ugly, and then a mystery shotgun segment that's going to blow everyone's mind.
It might just explode your temples, so just hold on to that. But what Tim just described is all coming up on the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Introducing Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the temperature, ensure your home is totally secure, all from the palm of your hand. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Start by going to the website, GetStarPower.com. That's GetStarPower.com.
Today's show is brought to you by Tom's Town, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka, named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tom's Town, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today and snag that window decal or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
For more than 3 decades, Bob's Steak and Chop House has remained an icon of DFW restaurants. Why? Well, maybe it's because of Bob. He's fanatical about cleanliness and friendliness, and his food, oh my Lord, his food. If you've been there, you know about it. If you haven't been there, you should know about it. The original Bob welcomes you at either of his 2 locations, Bob's on Lemon Avenue or the sparkling new Bob's at Craig Ranch, McKinney.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out OrionGolf.com.
You know Volvo's reputation for building beautiful, long-lasting cars. Well, Crest Volvo Cars, located at 121 on the Tollway in Frisco, has over 300 brand-new Volvos at terrific prices. And there's also that hard-to-find low interest available. When you're at Crest Volvo, say howdy to General Manager Mike Brusen. Then test drive your favorite Volvo. Crest Volvo, off 121 on the Tollway in Frisco.
Coming back at you.
Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show right here on, where are we? There we are on FanStream Sports, Colby.
Yes.
It is a Wednesday, my dudes.
What up?
We are live from the FanStream Sports studios here in sunny, dark, hot, cool at night, North Dallas. I've been sleeping with my windows open, Colby. Like, it's been in the mid-upper 60s at night.
Huh.
I mean, it feels good, but I wake up sneezing the crap out of my body.
I can't do that, or else I'll never have the same voice ever again.
Oh, but I make a habit of it when if it's above 45 and below 67. I'll crank the bedroom windows open, and I put my little tower fan in front of the window so it blows in all of the allergens on me while I'm sleeping.
Yeah, it didn't seem like a good idea. It's not.
Hey, I've never been one to make good choices. We know this.
By the way, we have quite a few of you guys that are currently listening to us or watching us here on the Twitter. Just want you guys to know that if you're enjoying what's going on, go ahead and thumb that like button for us, please. That would be greatly appreciated. Just hit the little heart thing down there, and that would help out just a ton if you did that. So just do that real quick for me. That would be great. Tim.
Hi, Colby.
It's time to do the thing with the people and the birthdays, bud.
Oh, with the sound.
It's that segment where I go through all the people that were born today. Then I find the people that are famous enough to make my list. I list them down and offer them up to you guys along with me and Tim as we each separately decide, and you can do this through the comment section, who is the good person, who is the bad person, and who's the ugly person. It's the reason why this music kind of sounds like a Western. It all ties together. Starting off today, he's a Washington Redskin. And the first time I go, wow, they might, in my years of watching them, they might have a quarterback. Mark Rippon.
Well, I mean, he won a Super Bowl.
Yes.
I mean, he was
62 years old.
The subject of some questionable activities later in life.
Yes.
By the way, his nephew's in the league.
Really?
He's kind of bounced around as a number 2 quarterback. I know he was with Denver. He might still be with Denver.
Is his last name Rippon?
His last name's Rippon, yeah. But it's not his kid, it's his nephew.
I always thought that was a cool name for a quarterback. You're throwing the ball, you're ripping it.
Yeah, it's spelled kind of weird. It always looked like Rippian.
Right.
I would just say, what, 65?
62.
Oh, sorry, Mark, trying to kill him.
No, just giving him a couple of years.
Yeah. I killed somebody else on JP's show the other day. Can't remember who it was, but basically said, man, when he was around, JP, I think TJ was on with us. They're like, no, he's still alive. I was like, no. I had to look. I forgot who it was.
Passed away in 1977, but straight up Tim's alley.
Elvis.
Groucho Marx.
Oh, dude. I was obsessed with Marx Brothers movies as a kid.
They were, for me, they were the thing that came on that made me wish the Three Stooges would come back on.
Yeah, but they weren't really competitors. It was a different.
But you can see on my mind, because everything else was colored up or whatever, and then the black and white shows would come on, and it was like, it was the Marx Brothers and Three Stooges were kind of hand in hand, or those old shows of Green Acres.
Can you name the 3 Marx Brothers that were in the movies together?
I only remember Groucho, and that's, you know what? That because how I knew his name was from Looney Tunes, and not actually from the Marx Brothers.
Groucho, Harpo, and Chico. And there was another brother named Gummo that wasn't like in the movies. I mean, these were their like real names. It was a different time, Colby.
I'm gonna say Marx Brothers are up there, but they'll never be better than the Stooges.
No, I don't know that I'd put them ahead of the Stooges either, but I love them.
Camilla Bell turns 38 years old, and you may want to look her up, Tim. You may want to look her up, Tim.
Belle?
Yep.
So I did notice one thing today, Colby, because, you know, when I'm doing show prep, I try to look at celebrity birthdays so I can put one of them on our screen.
Yes.
On our card. There's a lot of, like, even today more than I normally see, like, what they call YouTube and TikTok stars.
And Instagram stars, yeah.
Good God, dude.
And I never give them any of them shine. Unless I watch their videos or I do happen to partake in their content. And most of your Instagram models, I don't partake in your content.
Right. I just
don't. I'm not.
I don't recognize you as being famous. I recognize you as like.
Oh no, I recognize them as being famous.
It's a different fame.
No, it's really not. If you've got that many people that hinge part of their day on what you ate for lunch or whatever, you're famous.
So are we famous? There's a lot of people that watch our show.
There is a lot of people that watch our show. There's quite a few more that download our show.
By the way, Camilla Bell's pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, she's 38.
38.
Damn, dude. Too bad she's too old for me.
It's not too old.
38, sir?
It's like, what, 20 years younger
Never
than
date
you?
a 38-year-old. Washed up, has been. That cooch probably is all used up and flappy in the wind.
You're 50-something, dude.
53. But I feel like I'm 33, Colby.
No.
And I look like I'm 63.
Yeah. Jim Root is 53 years old today.
Jim Root?
Yeah, he's the guitarist for Slipknot.
Okay, I've heard of them.
They are good.
Okay. They've got that weird word mark logo thing, right? Never mind. Move along. I'll have to look it up.
Tyson Chandler turns 42 years old today. Thank you for that championship, sir.
Should have been more. But the Cubes had to cut him loose.
That's okay. We're getting one this year.
Oh, my God. Really?
Yes,
Are
we
you
are.
already on that train?
I'm already there.
You know Luka's already hurt.
We're getting one. It's not. Yeah, it's not.
They're in preseason already.
Yeah, it's not NBA Finals.
He's
time
already
yet.
missing games.
That's good. He'll be more ready for at the end of the year, dude.
Got to get it. We need to have Skin on or maybe K Gray to talk some Mavs
That'd be great.
before the regular season, or maybe some CA.
We got folks that are. Remember, a lot of our talent that we acquired. Not to get too far into it, just had a half a season with this group.
I know. We're talking about after the trade deadline. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yokozuna passed away in 2000.
Broke up the Beatles.
That's that's not.
Yoko Ono?
Yeah,
Is that not the same?
it's a wrestler.
I think she's still alive.
Yoko Ono.
Oh, no, I think she is alive, right? Yoko Ono, Colby. Still alive, Colby, 91 years old.
Look at her go.
Please don't look at her, ever. I mean, she was never cute back then, but old Asians are not attractive people.
I don't think you can just carpet
Mark.
bomb that section.
Mark.
Yeah, just don't think that's. Oh dear. Let's move on to something.
We need to interview Johnny, find out what the oldest Asian was he's ever gone out with.
Turning 79 years old today, trying to distance. Well, crap. Don McClain.
Huh.
I don't know how that's not a good distance.
Bye, bye, Miss American Pie.
So,
Drove my Asian to the levee, but then she was dry. Yoko Ono broke up the Beatles while I was drunk on some rye. And then they killed Buddy Holly.
Are you drinking?
Yeah, why? I'm usually sillier when I'm sober. I feel like I'm withholding here.
Okay.
Are you a fan of Don McClain?
I just
You only know the one song.
know the one song.
He had another, like, a very depressing song called Starry, Starry Night, like about suicide. But you don't know it's about suicide until you, like, investigate the words really deeply. But it was,
Oh dear.
it's kind of a sad song anyway, right, with the tune, a slow kind of a ballad.
Right.
I loved it as a kid, and then, like, I think as a teenager, I found out what it was about, and I was just like, oh, God, I can't listen to this anymore.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Turning 73 years old today, it's Sting.
Colby, the Police.
That's right.
Thoughts on the Police?
All right.
Just all right.
Not like,
Well, they're one of my favorites.
I mean, if somebody threw Police, some of their songs on, I'm not running to the
Sure.
thing to turn it off.
Right.
Cool.
You'll hang out if it's there. If not, you're okay too.
Yeah.
All right. You know why he was called Sting?
Because of the Stinger Splash and the Scorpion Death Drop.
Don't think he was a wrestler. Oh, there was a wrestler named Sting, huh?
Yes.
I think I like this Sting, whose name is Gordon Sumner, better.
No.
No. So when they were first starting out over there in England, merry old England, good day, mate.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to form an identity where they were recognizable. And so he would wear the same shirt up on stage at their little club they were playing in front of 20 people every night. And it was a black and yellow horizontally striped shirt because he thought people would remember it.
Right.
And it made him look like a bee. So the manager of the club could never remember his name. So he just started calling him Sting. And here we are. He's, 70-something?
Yep, still named.
And he's still going by Sting.
And you said his name, and you know what?
Gordon Sumner.
I still wouldn't remember it. I won't remember it tomorrow. Kelly Ripa is 54 years old today.
Yeah, we can just probably move along. We probably don't need to discuss her very much.
And 1948 passed away Gandhi.
Mahatma Gandhi, Colby. He invented rice.
I don't think that's true.
Mahatma Rice?
No.
It's not him?
I don't think that's it.
He refused to eat.
He did some stuff. I knew nothing about him, but I've always heard him like.
You ever saw the movie?
No.
Was it Ben Kingsley, I think, was Gandhi?
Nope.
Back in the early 80s. Yeah, so he went on a hunger strike to protest the oppressive British rule in India. In the early 80s. Well, I mean, this was back in the 30s and stuff. But the movie came out like 82, 83. I just remember him from being hungry all the time. I was like, dude, just eat. Like, what's the matter with you?
Sneak you something.
Get you a pancake or something.
Why they ain't looking?
What do y'all have in India? All right, well, there you go.
Man, Indian food's good.
I'm out. I had butter chicken.
That's awesome,
It's
right?
okay.
Dude, you've had some of my food that I brought up here that was Indian food. You thought it was
You
amazing.
don't ever share food with me. Brought me a taco the other day.
I had you try some when I brought some up here.
You just gave me like half a bite, and then you wanted more, and you didn't share it, and I was pissed.
See, it was good.
I was just hungry.
Still good. All right, so there you go. There's the list of today's people that are famous enough to make my list.
Colby celebrating Facebook birthdays.
What up, Facebook?
Allison Marie Brewer.
What's up, Milwaukee?
And this is a name I'm going to have to explain.
Uh-oh.
The guy's name is Scott Tim.
What?
His first name is Scott. His last name is Tim with 2 M's.
Okay.
And this is odd, Colby, because from about 5th grade through high school, my best friend's name was Scott. And we were known around school and the gangs in the colony as Scott and Tim. Obviously, Tim with 2 M's. Scott Tim was a classmate. Like, that was his name. And I feel like he always wanted to hang out with us because of his name. We were always like, nah, bro, we're good, man. No,
Jerks.
We're good. Yeah, we were elitists. He still is. He has my buddy Scott has a house on Hilton Head Island.
Right.
Where he goes to work every day out his back door. Out his back door on the beach. Puts his toes in the sand, gets his laptop out, works about 3 hours a day on the beach, packs up and spends the rest of the day doing whatever the hell he wants.
Playing Grand Theft Auto.
I doubt he's doing that. Amy. I feel like that's not her real name. Happy birthday to you, Amy on Facebook. Another ex-classmate, Cindy Anderson, who used to be our Denton County clerk.
Mr. Anderson.
When I was on probation back in the day, I used to have to send my stuff to Cindy Anderson, which was weird. And I put a little note in there. But then one day she was like, I don't actually get those, right? Somebody brought this to me. I was like, oh, I thought you opened all my mail. She's like, no, idiot.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I don't know how government works. David Zeltman, happy birthday.
All the way to the Z's.
Colby, some significant birthdays tomorrow. Right here on FanStream Sports, heard Wednesdays on the JP Peterson Show. Peter Blake.
Oh, what up?
P. Block A.
As we like to call him around the water cooler.
Yeah, P. Block A, our beer cooler.
Uh-huh.
Turns 46. And Colby, dude, I go way back to first year ticket subculture days. Big Anthony. Anthony Burris turns 47. And now I realize how young he was back then. Julie King, another classmate. Happy birthday to Julie. Notable hot from my Facebook list, Sarah Vaughn.
What's up?
Totally hot. Sierra Gomez. Happy birthday.
If you're ready, come and get it.
Please. Angela Spiewak. I think she might be a classmate.
Or a Ghostbuster.
And notable ex-person of mine from out there south of Tyler, Texas. Happy birthday, Laura Stainback. And yes, I did. Who turns apparently 30 years old today.
Wow.
Which means she was like not 30 back when I was doing stuff, and I didn't know how young she was. So I probably shouldn't have said that on the air. I had no idea that's how old she was. Huh. All right, well, there you go. There's your Facebook birthdays.
Well, for
okay, look, keep in mind, I've only been divorced like 5 years, okay? So she wasn't that young. But, like, probably younger than I thought she was at the time.
This is the same thing that I'm thinking, the same lady I'm thinking about, right?
No. Oh, you don't know about this one.
Okay.
Hey, who are you thinking about?
I don't remember now.
I'll talk about this off the air. Colby, my good. I need a drink.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do we go local sports good? Do we go music good? Do we go movie good? Or just plain hot?
It's yours, man.
Dang it. Got a couple of music goods on here. All right, you know what? I'm going hot. I'm going Camilla Bell.
All right.
And I'm not even writing good. I'm writing hot.
Okay.
Maybe that should be a separate category. Hot, good, bad, and ugly.
Just on occasionally, because there's occasions where we don't have anybody that's anywhere near hot.
Yeah. My bad. God, this is easy. Kelly Ripa.
Oh, okay.
It's a freaking beating, I swear to God. She will never be Kathy Lee Gifford on that show. Ever. Regis and Kathy Lee were a national treasure. Then Kelly Ripa comes in and ruins everything.
Never watched it.
And now she's got her husband on the show. It's like, Jesus, just give it up.
Well, people have to retire, Tim.
Colby, my ugly. I mean, there's a couple of options. Groucho Marx was never a looker. Even in real life, aside from the way he was made up for his movies. Mark Rippon was definitely not a handsome man. However, there's one that goes above and beyond all of the ugliness of everyone on the list, Colby. And that is Gandhi.
Wow.
Dude didn't eat for like 87 days or something. So, you know, his skin was bad. His bones were showing. He was bald. He probably didn't trim his mustache up very well. And he wore sheets. So, yeah. Gandhi, you need a stylist, sir.
He passed away in 1948.
They had closed in 1948.
Okay.
Some tennis shoes or something.
I don't know how to deal with any of things that's going on right now. Pretty much have to just apologize to all of Eurasia at this point.
Eurasia?
Just all put together. My good is Tyson Chandler because championships.
I figured. And he was a good part of it.
Damn right he was. My bad is Mark Rippon because...
Redskins.
Yeah.
What a Super Bowl, Colby.
He did. And my ugly... And he was almost my good, by the way, just because really loved him doing his thing in a wrestling ring. But he wasn't a looker. Wasn't the reason why he was in there. Yokozuna.
All right. Broke up the Beatles, too.
Not the same guy. This guy, totally respected in the wrestling world.
Did he have a bit?
He was an actual as large as a sumo wrestler.
Oh, and he was obviously Asian. Did he dress like a sumo wrestler?
Yes.
Okay, I think I know who he. I think I've seen him before.
Yeah, so it was a big deal, and he worked well for a big guy in the ring. Worked really, really.
So it wasn't Jimmy the Superfly Snuka.
No.
Dude was badass too.
So sometime I'll tell you about other things about Superfly.
Will that be on Colby and Tim After Hours?
It might be.
The After Hours podcast?
It might be.
Gotta start doing that.
So there you go. There's Good, Bad, and Ugly. If you have things that you wanted to throw in on Good, Bad, and the Ugly and you didn't, well, you still have a chance. You can use the FanStream Sports text line 214-937-0569.
You can hit that anytime if you're listening to the recorded podcast and you'd like to shoot at us who you thought your good, bad, and ugly was. Well, you can do that. But now it is time for Tim to hit the music.
For this.
Oh, yeah. Welcome into Colby Sapp's Mystery Shotgun. I am your host, Colby Sapp, along with Pod Racer Tim. Part of the tease, part of the everything that you've seen here besides our Cowboys talk is a little something that came across the timeline of one at My Time to Shine Hello. Oh, this
sounds like a... Oh, never mind. Continue on.
This is a scooper that I go to quite a bit. They are normally on point. Very few times do they get things wrong, and because of that, you have to take this thing not with maybe a grain of salt, but just take it with things change, and sometimes their scoops are so far ahead that they have time to change. So, but she threw this, or I say she, I think it's a she.
Oh, we don't know for sure.
We don't know anything, no. I do tell you this, for some reason, they now follow me back on Twitter.
Because you're a good follow.
So, that's awesome. But they throw out there that it's a possibility and that Marvel is thinking about a rockalypse.
Oh, is that what we're calling it?
That's what we're calling it.
Oh, I should have put that in the teaser.
As Apocalypse thinking about, not set in stone, but thinking about that Apocalypse could be played by one Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
So he hasn't been in Marvel before, right? He was in DC as
Black Adam, yes. He hasn't been in...
I still haven't seen that.
It's not bad. They did a little wrong to one of my favorite heroes, Dr. Fate.
Okay.
Or Fate, as you want to call him. And real quick, so, because you haven't seen it, he's kind of like a Doctor Strange character.
Right.
It's real. But one of the things that he's like sees all, knows all, because he's got like a celestial being inside his head, right? Inside the helmet with him. And so he dies in the movie protecting Hawkman from dying. One of Hawkman's abilities is that he just reincarnates again. So he doesn't actually ever die. He just comes back later and he has all his same knowledge.
I feel like I have that power.
So why would he? It just made me mad.
Right, I get it.
It just made me mad.
You have a thing about when they do the movie, they don't always stay true to the character in the comics, right?
Just do some research. Just do some.
We had that issue with the latest, one of the recent TV shows. With Echo, yeah. Right. Which because again, I don't know the character, but I like the show. And when you told me in the comics who she is and why she's called Echo,
yes,
I'm like, well, that would have been way better.
It would have been way better.
And sometimes I feel like they don't cater to the comic book nerds in these movies. They're just trying to make a good movie,
right,
for the masses, right?
Instead of but see, I can understand the changes, and we're overshooting a little bit on Apocalypse, but I understand some of the changes, right? How like they turned like Robert Downey Jr. Tony Stark into an actual likable character, because in the comic books he is just a yuppie punk man, right? And they turned him into a really likable character. I like what they did with Nick Fury, adding Samuel L. Jackson to that character, because Nick Fury is kind of, before that, was just kind of there.
Right.
And then as the Avengers, Nick Fury was amazing and one of the most liked characters.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Oh, I never knew he was supposed to be not likable.
He was once played by David Hasselhoff, and it was more accurate to the comic books.
In what?
In a S.H.I.E.L.D. movie made for TV.
Like in the 80s?
90s.
Really? Oh, I'd see this if the Hoff is Nick Fury.
The Hoff is Nick Fury in it.
And he's white, though.
Yes.
Nick Fury not always black?
No. In fact, right before the movies were to come out, right before they started to make Samuel, they actually changed the comics and modeled the guy in the comics after Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay, I think I've seen those. That's why I just assumed that it was the other way around.
He more looked like David Hasselhoff in the comics way back then.
Oh, I got to see this.
So,
Have the eye patch still?
yes.
So that's a staple?
That is a staple.
Okay.
So, at any rate, some of the changes are good. Some of them are not. That was one of the changes that I didn't like. But there's a reason why this is kind of happening, and they're starting to put The Rock in with maybe things going on, is because $7 Productions, which I was touting back in the day, had this big idea about doing with DC, with, Black Adam, and then Black Adam versus Superman, and they had all these things and all these comic book lovers in there, and they were going to do it right, and then they didn't. They did it okay.
Right.
It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great as I expected it to be. They are now joining forces with Disney / the MCU. So you're going to start seeing, with $7 coming into that corporation, you're probably going to start seeing The Rock in a lot of stuff Disney-based. I mean, he's already kind of there.
He's been Disney for a long time,
It's been Disney, but they're now adding the whole production company in. So they may end up giving him, a slight side of, here's some superheroes to work with or something along that lines, which
I wouldn't have a problem with that.
I don't think I would, as long as Marvel, or basically Feige, goes over and goes, all right, that sucks, stop it. Right? And they kind of keep him in line.
I feel like he would,
yes.
Right? He didn't do that with Star Wars.
Well, because it's not his bag.
I know.
He's Marvel over there. So, did I mention that my time to shine hello follows me on Twitter? I stumbled through their name.
I think you did about 17 times now.
There you go.
And then you got mad at me for not knowing who it was.
Okay, that was.
I just didn't remember the name. I remembered the account that you've talked about several times. I didn't remember the name of it, so that's why.
So, but there you go. Another thing that's happening through the world of Marvel is, and this is kind of cool, because Sony has pretty much done nothing but flop after flop after flop, except for Venom. And of course, the MCU helped Spider-Man movies. Everything else that Sony has done with their Marvel rights, where it be Morbius,
right?
Oh my God, Madam Web. They've pretty much just walked out in the middle of the field, dropped their pants, and just essed on everything. To the point of, Morbius, which I thought Jared Leto was going to be because he looks like the character. I thought it was going to be awesome.
He can't do anything right.
You know what? He was not the reason why that movie sucked. The reason why that movie sucked was because so many changes happened to that movie. And they were going to make it rated R, which is going to be cool because it's a vampire movie.
Yeah.
And then right at the end, they're like, never mind, we're not. And so he still has all the slashes and him like slicing people and all that. There's just no blood.
I'm okay with no blood. We don't need blood. It's implied.
No, Tim.
I'm okay with implied blood. I'm just saying.
That's
not what I didn't like about it.
Where the guy with razor sharp claws swipes somebody in the neck and they go, oh, and there is no blood?
Yeah, it's implied.
You're dumb.
It's just like in Deadpool Wolverine.
It was horrible.
We didn't need all the blood. We didn't need any of the blood that was in Deadpool Wolverine. It was all implied. Like, I would have been okay with just the slashing sounds and the grunts and the groans, even when they're going through the bus at the end of the movie. We don't need all the blood. It's unnecessary.
Of course you do. People bleed, Tim.
Not on screen.
Yes.
Well, they shouldn't.
You're dumb, and you should stop. Stop having ideas and thoughts, okay?
Because I'm right.
Just stop that. Marvel and the MCU and Disney basically, and Sony are now working on a little bit of a merger.
Oh.
Now it's still going to be Sony's part of the universe, but they're going to merge into the MCU, which I believe is going to bring Venom over to the MCU, because used to be that
it's supposed to be Tom Hardy too, right?
That used to be that they would just lend them Spider-Man, right? And that was all they would do. It looks like now that
the people that show up in Sony from here on out show up in their movies are also part of the MCU, so it'll be tied in. So they can actually use more Spider-Man because the control is both there. They can use more Spider-Man in their Spider-Man Rogues Gallery movies to work its way up to a Sinister Six movie.
Right.
So if I'm speaking, Greek to a lot of you, just know that this means that hopefully the Sony movies that have, Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery in it will get an upgrade and won't be crap because they'll actually tie into the MCU, meaning those characters, when they have any kind of crossovers or what have you, or they need that character for a Marvel movie in the MCU, they can use it because it's already there. So it's all going to be one universe.
I'm in. I always wondered why they didn't, because I know you have different studios that own different characters, like Sony with the Spider-Man thing.
Right.
And they loaned the character.
The Spider-Man specifically.
Right. Why don't you just have a joint venture between the two studios? I mean, that way, like, everybody gets credit and everybody wins. Like, to me, that's a smarter solution business-wise anyway.
It would be for actually nobody. Because when Sony has a hit movie on their side, they don't want to share that money with Disney. And Disney sure doesn't want to share when they have hits like Deadpool, Wolverine, and all that. They don't want to share too much with Sony.
So then what would the trade-off be? If we're going to loan you, or we're not getting a percentage of the gate? Like, to me, that would be the first start to negotiate was, if we're going to loan you our character for your movie, we want a percentage of the gate.
Well, here's what they're getting. Here's what Sony is getting out of this deal. With what the MCU gets out of it, what Disney gets out of it, is they get to use these characters. What Sony gets out of it is they can stop putting out crap because Feige will come over there and go like, look, this is bad. We need to fix it. Now, has by the way, yes, just geek to the rest of us. I appreciate that. I think I just resemble that.
No, she's pretty smart with all that stuff. So
I'm just geeking out real quick. At any rate, what'll end up happening is the characters there will be able to move over to MCU. That's what they get. But then Sony will get not putting out bad movies,
which Sony desperately needs right now.
So, but also gives their characters more of a respect by everybody else. If before, like Mysterio from the Spider-Man movies couldn't be used in anything MCU, he could only be used. So Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio could only be used in Sony's land.
Oh my God, it was so bad.
No, it was great. It was so bad. You just don't like him. He was great as that character. But now, with the rights transferring, if they want to use Mysterio in something else, say you want to take on Daredevil or whatever like that, they can use Jake and use that character there. So that's what's going on.
All right. I don't like it.
Marvel and Sony getting along together.
Should have done it a long time ago.
Which means that maybe, just maybe, you'll end up with that Tom Hardy Venom versus Todd Holland Spider-Man coming up here. Maybe the next Spider-Man.
I would rather see that Venom against Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
I would too, but with this merger, that may kill the idea of them needing more Spider-Man. That idea that was, now you'll still see Tobey Maguire and possibly Andrew Garfield coming up in Secret Wars.
Right.
I know Tobey for sure. I'm kind of hoping for Andrew Garfield because it was my favorite.
Do we still need Tobey Maguire?
That's a lot of people's favorite
I feel
Spider-Man.
like we didn't need Tobey Maguire when he was Spider-Man.
No, that's a lot of people's. That's the OG for a lot of people.
Worst.
You know what?
It's like Jake Gyllenhaal playing Spider-Man.
Back in the day, I wouldn't have had a problem with that. I think you could have pulled that off.
I disagree.
Maybe.
You know who could pull off Spider-Man? Tom Cruise.
No.
Yeah.
Don't want him anywhere near
Val
me.
Kilmer.
Well, Val could pretty much do anything.
George Clooney?
No.
Yeah.
George Clooney.
Been a great. Me?
No. Not a chance.
Great Spider-Man.
So there you go. There is your Colby Saps mystery shotgun. Hope you enjoyed it. Just hold on to your butts if you're a comic book movie fan. All right, coming up next, it's time for me and Tim to battle a quarter and see who's smarter, as it's the NFL picks against the spread. Then I have news and notes involving Florida and rats with nipple coverings. That's all coming up on the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim show.
Am I going to show my nipples?
Are you a rat?
Both.
Okay.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Today's show is brought to you by Tom's Town, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka, named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tom's Town, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
In 1993, Bob opened the original Bob's Steak and Chop House on Lemon Avenue. 32 years later, the original Bob still greets you at the original Bob's. And now his sparkling new Bob's at Craig Ranch has opened in McKinney. Same fantastic beef and fresh seafood at these two Bob's, each run by the Bob. Bob's Steak and Chop House.
Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. What is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Crest Infiniti in Frisco. Through the end of the month, you can lease the 2024 QX60 pure front-wheel drive for just $499 a month for 36 months. You bring $44.69 due at signing and drive away. And it gets better. This month, when you lease the new QX60, Infiniti will cover the tax. On approved credit, 5s to choose from. See dealer for complete details. Expires 8/31/24. Also, you can get a $15,000 incentive on all remaining in-stock 2024 QX80 models with more than 30 to choose from. Get on out to Crest Infiniti to test drive one today. Off 121 in the Tollway in Frisco or online at crestinfinity.com. There's good, there's better, and then there's Crest.
Introducing Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the temperature, ensure your home is totally secure, all from the palm of your hand. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Start by going to the website, GetStarPower.com. That's GetStarPower.com.
Coming back at you.
Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show right here on FanStream Sports. It's Wednesday. We're having some fun. Tim's drinking.
Right.
Tim's annoying Colby. By the way,
Yes.
special shout out our buddies at Tom's Town Distilling Company. toms-town.com. You can get it delivered straight to your front door here in 41 states now, including Texas. They've got vodka, gin, bourbon, and everything. Because, Colby, you remember I got tommed when I was up in Kansas City last time.
Oh, it reminds me. I need to steal one of our bottles to take home to the missus again.
Of the vodka?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we can arrange that. We only have 30 of them here. But the picture that everyone sees if you're watching our video, this was the result of Tim at Tom's Town one night.
That's right. You know what? What I need is I need that visual, but then I need the right before it to have the scene from Seven where he's like, "Oh, what's in the box?
What's in the box?"
And then it just goes to that.
Well, in my head that time. We used to have a really funny segment on our old Dallas Cowboys Blitzcast, Colby, that we called What's in the Box.
Yes.
Remember that? And it was our male segment?
Yep.
Bring that back sometime.
I'm surprised you didn't call it the female segment, but I'd like to apologize for the words that I said.
Struggling.
Mm-hmm.
How drunk are you now?
We're all drunk.
Thing is, I'm not.
You're not?
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, I am. I'm not really. Just kind of fart, though. I need a chair microphone.
For your butt?
Yeah. That way I can do them live.
Yeah.
I think we've done that enough. We have fiddle shooting a load into
Do you
a
have a
lake.
fresh pair of panties on?
We have fiddle farted around enough, Tim. Let's get to it's time for our picks
Try to get there.
against the spread.
Which we don't have a thing for.
We don't.
We'll throw that one up there.
It's not the sports report.
It's not, but it's kind of sports, right?
I mean, it is kind of sports. So if you're wondering why during our Dallas Cowboys coverage at the first hour that we didn't get into our picks, because it's now, but it'll be at the end of this because we always do the Cowboys last. This is where me and Tim battle the coin and each other on our picks on the spread and the over-under. So, Tim.
Hello, Colby. Let's recap, shall we? Where are we at?
We're in Dallas.
Oh, I mean, I wasn't sure about that either. Colby, we are through 4 weeks.
Yep.
And do I sound weird or is it just me?
Yes.
I do sound weird?
No, it's just you.
Oh, it's just me.
Mm-hmm.
Why does it sound so weird? I have my volume turned down. Struggling. Scotty Scheffler. Colby, it is week 5 for our picks against the spread. We are through 4 weeks. Colby leads in the contest with 15 points. He got 4 last week. And by the way, Colby, you were very close on your Cowboys-Giants prediction. Now, you had Dallas and the under. You picked the under for the first time ever on the Cowboys.
Yep.
However, you missed on Cowboys because they didn't cover the 6 points. The Cowboys only won by 5. But you did get the under. Do you remember what your score prediction was?
I don't actually remember.
You said 30-10 Cowboys. And the original total was 45.5, and that's why you picked the under, because you're like, I think it's going to be like 30-10.
Right.
Which was under. And it was still under, so you got that. However, I did pick the Giants in the under, so I got 2 on that one. You got 0 on Eagles Buccaneers. You got 2 on Seahawks Lions. You got 0 on Titans Dolphins and 0 on Bills Ravens. So you got 4 last week. The coin got 4. I got 6. So I caught up to the coin. It's Colby 15, Tim and the coin with 11 apiece.
All right, then.
As we enter week 5, Colby, on Thursday Night Football. Dun, 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 dun. By the way, I don't know what. Oh, wait, that's Monday. I don't know what we're doing with the Monday Night Football theme, but it's damn near unwatchable.
You know what?
With that Chris Stapleton singing Phil Collins.
That was last year, and I loved it.
Oh, they're doing it this year too, right?
Yeah, I know, but that was last year, and I loved it last year.
It was bad. It's just, number one, it's a bad song.
It's not.
And number two, Chris Stapleton ain't worth the crap that's in my diaper when I'm old.
Right now.
It was a weird euphemism.
It was.
I don't know why I said that. Colby, we have the 3-1 Bucks on Thursday Night Football at the 2-2 Kirk Cousins Falcons.
Ooh.
With a total of 44. And we thought high things about the Falcons. We're going to go over on Monday or on the next show. We're going to go over our season picks.
Yep.
As we're now past the quarter mark of the season and see where we are.
Not doing great.
No, neither one of us, I don't think, are doing great. But it'll be fun to revisit that just to refresh everybody's memory.
It's a long season to go yet, though, bud.
But it'll be fun to see where we are. But 3-1 Bucks plus 1 at the 2-2 Falcons with a total of 44. I am in last place of the three of us. Well, tied, but the coin doesn't count. And Colby, so which means I go first. I have Tampa Bay, and I have the under 44. What says ye?
What's the spread again? 1?
Plus 1 to the Bucks. So the Falcons, the Bucks are 1-point road underdogs.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what?
That line that really shocked me, by the way.
It shocks me too. I was kind of thinking that maybe the Falcons found something.
And they might have.
But the Buccaneers look, you know what? I'm going to go Buccaneers.
Okay.
I am going to go over, though.
And you're going over 44.
Yeah.
All right. Colby, on our coin flip simulator, brought to you by flipsimu.com. Might as well give them a shout out. We use them every week. Heads is the home team. Tails is the road team. And then heads is the over, tails is the under, correct?
Right.
That's what we've done all year. All right. Well, here we go. Bucks is tails, Falcons is heads. And it also has Tampa Bay, Colby. And on the total, heads is over, tails is under. Flip Simu says tails, which is the under. It agrees with me.
Wow.
I am computer smart, Colby. Our next game on the docket, the 2-2 Saints plus 5.5 at the 4-0 Chiefs, who have escaped a couple of what would have been dramatic losses.
Right.
Most notably to the Ravens in that opener, where they won by a toe when Isaiah Likely's toenail was out of bounds in the end zone at the end of the last play of the game. With a total of 43.5. This is on Monday Night Football. Dun, 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 dun. So, Colby, everyone knows I cover the Chiefs. I'm very familiar with the situation in Kansas City land. I don't like the way things are going in Kansas City land. Rashee Rice is out on the weird play that Mahomes took him out on the fumble. It's so weird watching Mahomes take out his number one target wide receiver.
What happened?
Kelsey's not playing well, although he made a resurgence last week, but he's not the Travis Kelce that we know because he's all swifted up right now. Worried about his acting career. Colby, I've got New Orleans.
Wow.
And I've got the over 43.5.
I like your over, sir.
All right, but your chefs?
Yeah, Chiefs. I think New Orleans already had their good game. They're done.
They had a couple of them. One was against the Cowboys.
Yeah, they've already had that. They're done. By the way, if you're any of the thousands now of people that are watching, smash the like button, please. We appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun if you would do that for us. Even if you don't like, just freaking do it.
Yeah, please, and thank you.
No, I'm not even going to say please. F you if you don't.
Well, if you like people to be honest and
and nice to you, then hit it. If you don't and you like people to cuss at you, then hit it. See?
If you don't hit the like button and you're watching right now, think about things that I could do to your mother.
Probably did.
And I will, and I might have already. You never know. Colby, the coin, heads, Chiefs, tails, Saints, is General George Washington of the Confederate Army. I guess it wasn't the Confederates yet. You think George Washington? You think George Washington would have been on the side of the South or the North if he was alive during the Civil War?
Guessing he lived up north, sir.
He's from Virginia.
Yeah, but he lived up north.
But Virginia was the South.
Yeah, but he was president. I'm sure he's going to side with the North.
Man, I don't know. I like to think he's a Southerner. I mean, he owned slaves.
What are you doing right now? What are you doing right now?
It's a history lesson, Colby, during picking against the spread.
Flip the damn coin.
Colby, the heads has Chiefs. The heads agrees with you. Colby, heads is over, tails is under. I'm trying to give a history lesson to people.
Nobody needs that doing picks against the spread.
About our country. Colby, the coin, General Confederate Washington has the over.
Stop it! Stop it!
What?
Stop being you.
His hometown was a slave state in the South during the Civil War. Colby, our third game of the docket, Sunday at noon on Fox, the 1-3 Brownies +3 at the 3-1 Commanders, who, by the way, look really good, just like I freaking predicted, with a 43.5 point total.
Uh-huh.
Think George Washington ever strolled through Athens, Texas?
Talking about George Washington.
He's on our coin.
Yeah.
He's literally who we're picking against.
You know what? Then pick a different coin. Find a penny.
Well, okay. What side do you think Lincoln would have been on?
Which side he was on.
Okay. Well, that probably wasn't by choice.
While he was hunting vampires.
Dude, he's a good vampire hunter, too.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for part 2 to come out.
Underrated movie.
Isn't this supposed to part 2? Isn't there a part 2 that's supposed to happen?
Supposed to.
God, we need to make that happen. We'll just do it ourselves. Colby, I have Washington Commandos and the over.
I mean, they're playing the Browns. They're going to win.
And they're at home. So what's your official pick?
Yeah, it's
Washington.
Washington.
Over, under 43.5.
Can the Browns score?
Well, they still have a makeshift offensive line. They don't have a running game, and Deshaun Watson's their quarterback.
Yeah, this will be that 30-10 thing situation again.
That would still be the under, yeah. All right. General George America Washington. Heads as Commanders, tails as Browns. George Washington says Browns.
Wow.
It's his own city. And he's picking against his own city.
Well, according to you, Virginia, so he's out.
Well, Washington's named after him. I should have a city named after me. Heads is over, tails is under. Oh, Colby, it's heads. George Washington picked Cleveland and the over.
I don't know how that's going to happen.
Against his own freaking city. Mm-hmm. Traitorous activities. Colby, Sunday at 3:25 p.m. on CBS. I'm Burnt Cheeseburger. 1-3 Giants +6 at the 3-1. I put 3-12, but I don't think that's accurate. Damn fat fingers. 3-1 Sea Chickens with a total of 43.5. Colby, you know how I feel about the Giants.
Yep.
And they just got me a win against the Cowboys.
Uh-huh.
Everything in my heart tells me Seahawks and the over about this game in Seattle. I'm going to go Seahawks in the over.
Okay.
Damn it. I believe I'm doing that.
I wish you would have done what you thought to do.
And I wanted to.
I've got the same. It's the Giants. They're bad.
And the over too, right?
Yep.
All right, Colby. And then finally.
Oh, you got to get the coin in on that one.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Sorry, George. Wonder if he ever went to Seattle. Heads is the Seahawks, tails is the Giants. Colby, George Washington has the Giants. The Giants.
Wow.
Wow. You think he ever went to New York? Well, of course he did.
Probably.
Did you know that was the original capital of America?
Don't care, Tim.
For those of you that don't know. No, I was just kidding. It was Philadelphia first. And then heads is over, tails is under. Oh, he's got the under, too. He has the Giants in the under. What an upset that would be.
That'd be gross.
God, George Washington, who even are you right now? And then finally, Colby, Sunday Night Football. The 2-2 Dallas Cowboys +1 at the 3-1 Steelers in the 34th meeting ever between these two, as we learned in the first hour. Because what do I provide? All the totally useless information. Like George Washington. Colby, against my better judgment, I have the Cowboys.
Okay.
And I have the under 44.5.
I'm going to have to do the thing again.
Ooh.
I'm going to have to go Cowboys and the under.
Man, why do you hate Dak Prescott so much right now?
It's not Dak. It's not Dak's fault at all.
But you just hate the offense.
Really don't. I mean, Jerry, where's the next person in the run game? Where's this offensive line at?
Obviously, Dalvin Cook's no help because he hasn't even been on the practice field, as our own Mike Fisher reported today at CowboysCountry.com. Colby, the coin. I'm going to do the George Washington coin flip, then have something funny to tell you about the Cowboys.
Okay.
Heads is Steelers, tails is Cowboys. Oh, Colby. George Washington loves Pittsburgh. And George Washington also loves the over. Wow. George Washington making the call here. Pittsburgh 40, Dallas 10 is what George Washington said. Colby, it's just we were going on the air here. I got a text from a friend of mine and she's a Cowboys fan, but she's also a she. So, she doesn't know a lot about sports like most women because they don't have the capacity to understand sports very well.
I hope Jane Slater finds you and beats the crap out of you.
Well, Jane Slater's one of the exceptions, obviously. She's intelligent and beautiful and knows sports. And I would still let her beat the crap out of me however she wanted to with whatever she wanted to.
Uh-huh.
I love you, Jane. Colby, she sent me a text, and I haven't talked to her in a long time, but she just sent me a text out of the blue. Hey, are the Cowboys replacing Mike McCarthy with Brian Flores? And I was like, where would you ever get that idea? And she goes, I just saw it on Facebook. So, I didn't even have to look anything up. I said, no.
Right.
Absolutely not. That's ludicrous. Brian Flores probably would be a good head coach again, right? He did great in Miami before McDaniel got hired, but whatever. But no, that's not a thing. She goes, I just saw it in a Dallas Cowboys Facebook group. I was like, oh, so someone just randomly posted that? She goes, no. And she sent it to me. And it's like the most official looking ESPN announcement graphic. Cowboys replacing McCarthy with Brian Flores, has a picture of Brian Flores, has the Cowboys logo and breaking. Like something you would see on X.
Right.
And I was like, no, it's not. It's not true. I said, get out of that group right now. Whatever group that is, it was one of these Dallas Cowboys, DC Plus, for life, whatever. There's a million of them.
Right.
I said, you need to leave that group right now. And you need to follow the podcast. She's like, we already do. But Dallas Cowboys Daily Blitz, the Fish Report on FanStream Sports, that's where you get your real Dallas Cowboys news.
By the way, are the Cowboys getting a new wide receiver anytime soon?
No.
No?
No.
There's a couple of them out there.
Definitely not going to be Devontae Adams. They don't have the money for him.
That's not what ESPN says.
Colby, we are live and local.
Right.
Not ESPN.
Not too northeast like ESPN.
Way too northeast. All right, and there are your NFL Week 5 picks against the spread. We hope you were as entertained as we were giving them to you, except for Colby. He was just beaten down.
Well, because of
You being
Look, I can't help George Washington, what he feels and who he voted for.
Because you don't know.
It's on screen right now. I'm looking at it.
The coin.
George Coin Washington. That was his middle name, wasn't it?
Nope.
You don't know that. You don't know him.
Wooden teeth. And he didn't hunt vampires.
I think that was actually factual. He did have dentures made of wood. By the way, speaking of wood, I haven't had enough wood lately.
It's too much.
And I bet she could help.
You know,
why is she duding me? Why is she whiffing me?
Why are you putting her on blast?
Because I talked to her in a long time. Colby, are you ready?
Yes.
For the segment that has all the importance in the world right now. Because it involves Florida man.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, me. Thank you, you, for making it sound good. Sorry to everybody that Tim just humiliated.
I didn't humiliate anybody.
We appreciate your listen. We really do.
She knows I love her.
Tim's a jerk.
I am.
News and Notes is where I search the World Wide Web for the weird.
Internets.
And by God, I found it as Tim quick draws me on the sound effect.
You were ready for it. You didn't say anything about the Longhorns, did you? She just said she wanted to see what you said about the Longhorns earlier. We didn't even talk about the Horns.
We didn't talk. I mean,
she's a Longhorns fan.
Love the Longhorns. Love the Longhorns. And you know what? I'm okay with them being booted down the rankings.
They weren't.
They're not number
just
two.
in one. Well, in the AP poll, they were. They're still number one in the coaches poll.
See, I'm okay with the number two.
And you should be.
What happened with Georgia and Bama? I'm all right with it.
Yeah. No, yeah. Agree 100%.
But damn.
Here comes Quinn, though. Quinn's coming back.
I know, but they're so set.
Just wait till they play the Aggies.
Well, I'm not even. I don't think there's anybody left on this. I mean, Georgia, you're kind of worried about.
I'm not anymore.
But everybody else left on the schedule?
When do you do a college football segment, don't we?
I mean, you've got the Sooners coming up, and that's
meh.
I would say meh, but you don't know.
You know who's not a good coach? Brent Venables.
It's like your divisional games, right? This one game is one of those where you're like, oh God, this whole thing could get screwed up real quick, fast, and in a hurry. I don't think it will.
Yeah.
But it's happened before. Of course, it won't screw up too bad because of how many teams are allowed into the playoffs this year. So
12. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
it doesn't really matter.
Oklahoma's not going to make the playoff.
Let's start off in Philadelphia. And this is how not to do things, kids. We're going to the International Airport in Philadelphia. As investigators say that authorities at a TSA checkpoint scanner alerted them that a man had been hiding something under his clothes. Investigators say when they removed a tampered-with shotgun shell that had a white powder inside it from the man, they later determined that the shell was filled with methamphetamine. If you're trying to transport your drugs through an international airport, don't hide them in a shotgun shell.
Huh.
That's dumb.
Huh.
Can you imagine thinking, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take my meth and I'm going to put it in this shot. They'll never think there's meth in there. They'll never think to search the shotgun shell.
That's methed up.
At the using my thing, you did the thing that I usually do. I mean, you might as well just brought the gun too, right? So you could have just fired the methed up shell at somebody.
Colby, real quick, not to interrupt your story.
Yeah,
Here's to the Texas Longhorns this year.
damn right.
I'm pulling for them.
What is your face doing?
Gig hook them.
What is your face doing? Let's go from there to gov.uk.
Oh, God. Good day, mate.
The reason why we're going there is because there's been a product recall that I found.
On baby meth?
No. Ann Summers thrusting ring rabbit.
How do we have a picture of this?
2409-0012. That's the number on it. The product recall of the Ann Summers thrusting ring rabbit is presenting the risk of injuries. Thus, the product's been recalled. So if you've got the Ann Summers thrusting ring rabbit, the product presents a risk of injuries as it's possible for parts of it to detach during use.
Colby?
Yes?
Did you know stimulating both the clitoris and G-spot simultaneously can result in the most pleasurable of orgasms?
I've heard this before.
That's what the Ann Summers thrusting rabbit is meant to do.
It's a gadget, adult toy. The brand is Ann Summers. By the way, I even have the barcode here.
Why? I just ordered one.
Don't do it. It's been recalled, Tim.
I know, that's why I ordered it.
It's gonna fly apart.
I'm going to give it to somebody I don't like.
Gonna kill the little man in the boat.
The man in the canoe?
Yes.
I want to take it.
There's your product alert for the
get it on the screen. It won't take it.
The Ann Summers thrusting ring rabbit. Could they come up with a shorter name for this thing, by the way?
I don't think you can.
The thrusting ring rabbit.
I mean, if you see it, that's kind of what it does. I mean, there's worse names for it. It's got weird little finger rabbit fingers on the end of it. That's
finger rabbit fingers.
Okay, look. Just throw this up here for you. Because I don't know if this would feel good or if it would hurt.
That's the thrusting ring rabbit?
With the little fingertips on the end of it.
So is it called a rabbit because of the ears on the
I guess. It looks more like a claw, though, like a sloth claw.
So apparently things just fly off of this thing.
Well, that's only if you turn the vibrate up too high.
Let's try and get away from this as fast as possible, as I can't believe we just put that up there on the screen.
It's not a family show.
It's not.
Cheryl just ordered one, too, by the way. I can tell you right now.
Let's go to Norfolk. Hey, Tim, where's Norfolk?
Virginia.
Well, this is Norfolk.
Oh. Well, that's our main naval base is Norfolk, Virginia, sir. America.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts?
Yeah. By the way, in case you didn't know.
We can't say Massachusetts.
I can't say it especially on the radio. I've been dumped for saying a state's name. An inmate who walked away from a prison has been on the lam for hours. It was taken into custody Tuesday night, according to authorities. Kevin Michael O'Brien, 72, walked away from... This is not the name of this place.
Apparently it is.
Poundville Correctional Facility at One Industries Drive in Norfolk.
I always called it Pound Town, but it's probably the same thing.
Uh-huh. The Department of Correction officials and Walpole Police
Are you kidding me?
No.
Oh, Colby.
Said in the post on Facebook. First of all, I want to point out how Kevin Michael O'Brien got away from prison. He walked away. That's how his prison escape was categorized. Not a run, not even a soft jog. No, homie just walked.
Colby, have you seen a picture of this guy?
I have not.
Okay, I want you to tell me who this looks like. Because now I need to call Broadus and question where he's supposed to be, and is it in Massachusetts?
Oh, dear.
Is that Brian Broadus leaving the correctional facility?
I don't believe so. Just before 7 p.m., Walpole Police confirmed that O'Brien had been located and taken into custody at a Foxborough car. What? He was buying a car? He walked out of prison. How many cigarettes did he trade for enough money to buy a car?
Well, clearly he had money stashed, right? Or he's in Foxborough. He probably went and borrowed it from Robert Kraft.
Maybe so. He walked away. Can you imagine if he was able to buy the car?
Right out of prison.
Just drive it. He's no longer walking. His escape vehicle just got faster. I mean, I'm sorry. I think if I was 72, I'd probably been tired of Poundville Correctional Facility.
I mean, from the sound of it, you might never get tired of it.
No, name's not Diddy, sir. Name is not Diddy.
Pound Town.
And finally, we found a taxidermist that turns rats into sexy showgirls with fake nipple covers and fake eyelashes. Caitlin Hillis, 36, runs a business called Showtime Taxidermy.
This is my favorite, Colby. She's hot, man. Wait, I wanted to find the other picture. She's cute, right? And she's got big up tops.
Where she takes rodents, real rodents, and then does the taxidermy on them and forms them into dressing them like glam performers.
With titty tassels.
Caitlin said, we watched videos online and we made our first taxidermy together. Me, my daughter, and my sister. And it was comically bad. They're playing with dead animals, having fun. First of all, watch out for this family. Secondly, but they said we loved it. We had such a fun time, so we did it again, and we made others. And then the next natural step, of course, was let's make it sexy and fun and add costumes.
Colby, I know there's a lot of red flags here.
There is a lot of red flags here.
But I think I would.
No.
Look at her. She's got big up tops.
Can you?
Hey, by the way, this picture, if you're watching on Fancy Sports TV on our YouTube channel or on Instagram or Facebook, on the screen now is a picture of her at a trade show with her booth. It's highly decorated. It looks really nice. What effing kind of trade show do you set up a booth about rat taxidermy?
Sexy rat taxidermy.
Is this like NFL Radio Row at the Super Bowl?
Yes, that's where she's at.
I need to get in there, too.
So
I'm just saying, I think she's cute, and I probably would.
I'm going to tell you one of my worries would be after the family pet died, I wake up like a week or so later, and there's the family pet in a bikini.
Oh.
I think I'm out. I think I'm out the door.
Colby Cheryl says she's hearing the Deliverance theme.
Yeah.
Banjos.
Uh-huh. Me too. And that's News and Notes, everybody.
Oh my God, dude. How did we get here? This is your fault, sir.
Well, there's a lot of things in this show that was my fault, but most of it was yours, sir.
No, I was just feeding off your energy.
Gotta pee.
There's a cup right in front of you.
There is.
We are the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show. I am IndyCar Tim. That is Colby Sapp. We are here every Monday and Wednesday, except for when Monday Night Football interferes with my podcast nights, but I don't ever know when that is until the day of, so we usually let you know thusly on social media. But normally, every Monday and Wednesday here at 7 p.m. Central on FanStream Sports. The FanStream Sports app, we do our live broadcast there, as well as all the recorded shows that we have from that day. FanStream Sports TV. All of our social media, go follow us everywhere, and especially at fanstreamsports.com. We appreciate all of you guys for tuning in tonight. We had a huge crowd. We love you. We hope to see you again very soon. We hope we were debauched enough for you.
Uh-huh.
We're usually not this tame. Like, we usually have a better show than this, I feel like.
You saying this show wasn't good?
It's always good.
Are you just trying
I said tame.
Are you just trying to talk long because I said I had to pee?
A little bit.
Dick.
We will be back on Monday with another Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show right here on FanStream Sports. Until then, boys and girls, we'll see ya.